everyone, and welcome to another Nighttime GameTime Monster Loves You edition. Now, this is a very wordy game. Choose your own adventure sort of thing, so sit back, relax, enjoy the ambient music, and enjoy the story being read to you as I will it. Help me begin your story. How does it go again? Long ago, deep in the forest, monsters call the whale mist. That's right. Long ago, nestled in the heart of the forest, was the monster village of Omen. You are born from slime that holds the memory of monsters known for words and thoughts. You are not awake yet, but soon your first eye will open. Your simplest dreams will give way to life itself. You dream of speaking true when others lie. Your body is turning and twisting, growing solid in the middle of a great vat of green slime. It's time to be born. Well, let us be born then. You awaken in the growing season when the forest is erupting with color. Onward! Your eyes open, your morsel just barely born. You float in the spawning vat. Dozens of other morsels are exploring, flailing, and stealing fruit from each other. Let's try to swim. Let's figure this thing out. Another morsel swims towards you. It opens its mouth to show you a set of small, sharp teeth. It bites you. I swim away from the toothy morsel. You kick with new legs and paddle with new arms, squeak with a new mouth and cry tears of slime from your glistening eye. The aggressor is left in your wake. It turns and latches onto another morsel. Let us be honorable. Lure the attacker away from the new victim. You squeak and splash the violent morsel until it turns away from its prey. It swims at you. Lead it away from everybody, then escape. You keep squeaking as you swim just slowly enough that the other morsel continue to pursue. It's getting tired. Time to go. As the violent morsel slows to a stop, you speed up. You leave it in an empty part of the spawning vat where it has nobody to bite. Later, hater. Splash, flutter, splish, squeak. Another morsel is too weak to swim properly. It's sinking toward the bottom of the spawning vat. Oh no, that's terrible. You feel a deep sense of injustice at the smaller morsel's impending demise. If only you could do something about it. Do something about it. You swim to the morsel, determined to act. Get under the morsel and push it up. As you push up, the morsel's dead weight forces you down. Your legs come to rest against the bottom of the spawning vat, where they begin to squish. Keep pushing. You are not giving up. Your feet are breaking up among the solid clumps on the floor of the vat. Still not giving up. Your legs are gone now, but you stretch your arms and body, changing your slimy shape to hold the other morsel up to the surface of the slime. Morsel out of danger? Yes. Don't grieve, it's logical. The needs of any one monster are as important. Your body dissolves as you push one last time. The other morsel breaks apart as any other. The two dissolving morsels reach for each other. They come together in a single mass, a new morsel. You two are and always will be one. You have grown too big for the spawning vat. You must move on to the next stage of life and become a monsterling. Got any advice? You're going to get in some trouble, which is great. Exercise your bravery, cleverness, ferocity, kindness, and honesty. What kind of monster will you be? Indeed, to the brood cave and adventure. Is this me? What a goofy looking fella. I thought he didn't have legs anymore. Maybe I misunderstood that last part. Kindness is the genuine desire to help others without expectation of reward. Healers tend to be kind. Your kindness score is 0. Great. Honest score is 9. Frosty's probably 0. But my cleverness and bravery are also 9. Darn right. Very well, let us adventure. Ooh. Shocked face, skeptical face, angry/sad face, door, spider, footprint, already eaten meat, shield, arm, confusion, claw. Let's go with the shield. Smark falls from a high ledge. He falls all the time, but wait, what's that? A big bat trying to gnaw pieces out of him. Tackle the bat before Smark is hurt. You tackle the huge bat with all your strength. It crumples like paper and sticks crushed by the solid impact. Wow, I'm strong. You and Smark share the tasty bat carcass. Okay. Adventure. Oh, 7 days left, I see, so I can choose 7 more of these things. That's being a band. You follow a thudding noise and find Sickle and Lapper hitting animal skulls with sticks. Nash decides, oh my gosh, Nash stands to one side, judging their performance. Let's be a musician. Nash walks this way and that, watching as you take your position behind the skull of a bear. You think she's looking for weakness. Play from the heart. Oh no. Drum as hard as you possibly can. Your sticks break and the skull shatters. Lapper and Sickle yelp in pain, but Nash likes it. I will accept my victory. Sickle claps you on the back while Nash chases Lapper away. You notice that Sickle broke one of her sticks too, but Lapper didn't break any. Okay. More adventure, please, more. What about this? Elder Jaggery walks into the cave, rocking from foot to foot. He howls and slams into a wall, then falls unmoving to the floor. Monsterlings scatter away from his still form. Someone's got to help him. Do it. You creep over, afraid but determined, and you see a human's metal knife stuck in Jaggery's back. He's leaking from the wound. You think he might die before help can get here. Well, if I'm thinking logically about this, pulling out the knife would cause more blood loss. So, I'm going to run and get help. A human knife is a terrible thing, far beyond your skill. You run for assistance. Soon Baroness and the spine doctor have hauled Jaggery away to deal with him. You hope he survives. Okay. What else? Ooh, let's eat some meat. Hamrag, an older monster, brings a sack full of squirming rats into the cave. As he heads for the spawning vat, he trips and all the rats spill out onto the floor. Hope Hamrag catch them. You race this way and that, catching rats and tossing them into Hamrag's bag. Hamrag's bag. He pats you on the back. Thank you. Hamrag says, nicely done. You could have just eaten them, but you saved them for everyone. You might be worth raising after all. Hamrag gives you an extra rat to eat. Sweet. Respect isn't one of the stats. You are halfway towards leaving. Oh, it's over there. Yeah, you are halfway towards becoming an adolescent. Firm up your personality as much as you can. Okay. Let's see what this confusion is about. You are disgusting. Smark sits quietly by himself in the furthest, darkest corner of the cave. He's slumped and deflated, like a float pod missing half the gas inside. His eyes brim with slimy tears. What's wrong? Smark looks down at his body, which isn't roly-poly or muscular like the other weaklings. He's sort of scrawny and weak. Remember, we're all monsterlings, and we're going to grow up to be monsters, and that's great. You rub Smark's bony shoulders and whistle a cheerful tune. Smark sighs and nods. Oh, that doesn't seem very uplifting. Jaggery pit pat mopsy moral is a boro morsel worrel. Kind, bind, mind. Blip, blip, blip. Snork, brood cave. Portion, bear square, care stare. How fun. Ooh, how about a door? On a walk around the cave, you notice a closed door set into the back of the wall. You don't remember seeing it before. Why would a closed door be in a cave? Because it's not ajar. Yuck! There are scratching and growling sounds coming from the other side. Your pulse begins to race. Gulp. Look through a crack under the door. Can't really see anything, but it was a good thought. Open the door and face what's inside. Gobclaws tumbles out covered in green goo. She got stuck inside a storeroom full of rotting algae scum. Wait, why hasn't anyone noticed this door before? Gobclaws raises one pincer and blushes. It was covered with algae. I found it when I ate the stuff. Okay, fair enough. I'm really interested in this claw. Nash tumbles into you screaming, and chased by Sickle, who's also screaming. What's all this? Nash and Sickle are trying to make each other's ears bleed by screaming. Sickle is winning and Nash is running. Oh my. Protect Nash, make Nickel stop. Her ears throb as you turn towards Nickel and wag your claw at her, but it works. She stops, and all is quiet. For now. One day left. What shall I do? Shocked face, skeptical face, angry sad face, spider, or footprint? I think the spider. Something is scurrying along the walls and the ceiling and the floor. Spiders as big and round as plates. They're swarming into the cave. You can't tell if they're friend or foe. I will stand between them and the other monsterlings. When the lead spider sees what you are doing, it stops and bows to you. Thank you, dear spider. The courteous spider spreads its forelegs haplessly. So sorry to be a bother. We're a little lost. Can you help us get back to the whale mist? Sure. You tell the lead spider, go out that way, then turn left. Then just say, stay on the street until there isn't a street anymore. All the spiders thank you as they depart. Okay. Oh my, you wake up and find that you're no longer a little monsterling. You're growing up. Wow. Elder Marinus calls the oldest monsterlings to gather in a group. You're one of the oldest ones now, so you should join them. She looks grave. Marinus shuffles down a long tunnel, turning this way and that among dozens of forking passages. Keep going. Marinus stops in a warm, humid chamber with a pit on the floor. She points to the pit, which seethes with thick mist. Marinus pushes you in with a sweep of her tail. Ah, it all seems so reckless. Ah, you fall and fall some more, and fall and you're falling, and other monsterlings are falling. Yes, some of them are crying, and you can't see through the mist. Or is it fog? Maybe clouds. Moans and groans and whispering screams. Where is this? It must be somewhere. You land on a smooth, flat stone. Despite the swirling vapor, the floor is dry as a bone. You hear the other monsterlings breathing nearby. Some of them are still above you, still falling. Try to cushion the fall for another monsterling. Oof. You don't get to see who you helped. Whoever rolls away to the thick fog without a word. Gratitude is not important. You rejoin some of the monsterlings at the edge of the mist. There are more passages out of here than you can count. Some monsterlings begin to panic while others look determined. I should take charge. Other monsterlings watch you, curious. Help everyone work together. You lead the other monsterlings in a rousing song. Putting aside their trepidation, they advance to the twisting passages. Soon, you have all convened in a cave full of even thicker mist. Where's everyone? We can't see each other. The chamber swirls with mist, fog, smoke, vapor. Except it's not any of those things. It's ghosts. Hundreds of them, large and small. They're everywhere. Spooky. One by one, the pale ghosts begin to turn their attention to you. Their eyes glow different colors. Stand fast. The ghosts speak in many voices, all hollow and distant, all in unison. They ask you, do you fear? Yes, this is scary. Your answer echoes back to you louder and louder. You crouch down, trying to hide from the noise and fall unconscious. Sleep for a while. Oh, I am so brave. End of monsterlinghood. Neat. Yup. I also don't know, or don't remember, because I've played this game before. I don't remember how long it is, so we'll see if we can make it through a whole story segment. There's plenty of different endings. So let's see where this goes. You wake up inside a well-appointed hovel. This is your home now. Start living as an adolescent monster. Oh, I'm beautiful. I am beautiful, yes. At least I'm wearing pants, I think. Let us enter the big bad world. What do I say? Cleverness, ferocity, cleverosity. Umbly numbly burp. Whale mist, no, fail mist. Mupsy moral is a burrow moral, so I already said that. Adventure in town. Oh, more of these. Ooh, I like the three-eyed goat. You hear a bleating sound from inside the scapegoat's pit. Is it the scapegoat? Of course it is. Bleating's what goats do. Well, good. The scapegoat walks out of its pit, looks around and bleats again. Nash says, it wants a fight. Let's give it one. Let's see what's really bothering the goat. Kindness and cleverness, that's right. That's what I'm all about. The scapegoat stares at you as you approach it. It bleats again. Looking into the pit, you see that there's no food anywhere. Oh, well. Nash shoves you aside and said, I said let's give it a fight. Oh, no. The scapegoat seems relieved when you step between it and Nash. Nash says, okay, I'll fight you instead. But then she always does. I'll give you a good tussle, Nash. Whoa. What about the gold? What about the gold? You and Nash roll in the dirt, kicking up dust and scattering mud and slime everywhere. Soon you are exhausted. Is this Nash? She's beautiful. What about the gold? The scapegoat has retreated back into its pit, where some other monsters are feeding it. It came up because it was out of food. Isn't that thing on a tether? When the scapegoat gets hungry enough, it will chew apart its own rope so it can forage for food. The elders call this system chomps and balances. Okay. Ooh, let's see. Oh, there's two of these guys. Let's do this one. Greed Blitz walks past your stoop. He stops, coughs, and tilts his head, proudly showing off his baseball hat. It makes him look ridiculous. What's baseball? No. You got me there. Some human sport involving large wooden bats, something you could see making an appearance in monster culture. Fine. Makes it look ridiculous. Ask him about that. Greedblit says, I gave a talking fox a whole bushel of rabbits for it. He said it's what all the smartest humans are wearing these days. Monsters walk by, pointing and snickering at the ridiculous chapeaus they do. Gently tell the truth. Sort of looks like a duck's face. Greedblit's beams, misinterpreting your intention. A duck's face I stole from the humans. It was a way to show others. Okay. Very well. Oh, what's... Nash, you are such a bully. Nash is picking on the tiny Blistry. She gets knocked down every time she gets up. Nash asks if you want to help. Why are you doing that to Blistry? I feel like it. And look at those teeth. tears. Interesting. I'd rather fight you, Nash Nash. Without even a thanks, Blistery runs away, leaving you and Nash Nash to tussle on the street. Do you push the attack? Yes. Claw, bite, kick. Nash Nash is savage, but she's tired herself out and you're full of energy. You beat Nash Nash to a pulp. Nash Nash pants. Impressive. Let's see what these teeth have to say. As you're walking down the street, you feel a stinging sensation. Something just bit your foot. Get it off. When you look down, you see a small pile of human teeth in a small wire mesh bag. Some monster must have dropped them. Human teeth. The teeth from baby humans. Some monsters collected them and play a game with them. Like marbles, right? Let's help find the owner. You visit Mopsy Moral, who agrees to publish a found ad in the Omen Harbinger, if you want. She says, I can do a feature on how honest you were today too. Give all of them back and skip the feature. When he sees the ad in the paper, Hamrag comes and gets his teeth back. You don't step up and take credit, but Mopsy whispers something to Hamrag, who looks at you with dawning respect. Okay. I like that guy. Let's see about this rock. Squeak, thud, squeak, thud, squeak, thud. You follow the odd sound until you find Gobclaws. She's dragging a dusty, broken wagon back home. Looks like hard work. The wagon's full of more wagon pieces. I might be able to put it back together. Can you help me? From her limp, you gather she has a busted leg at the moment. Well... You flex your claws, still not fully healed from a recent fight. You could hurt yourself if you help her. I will help her. It's easier to move, with both of you helping. Gobclaws thanks you, and the two of you enlist the scrape goat to help even more. Fantastic. The goat is strong enough to give you a wagon ride once the wheels are on, and he does. Okay. Wonderful. Let's look at this guy. What's he looking at? Mopsy Moral slithers up to you and says, I wonder if you can confirm a rumor for me. Mopsy Moral? Who? Mopsy Moral's an elder monster who's been around for a long, long time. She prints the Omen Harbinger, a short newspaper for monsters. Oh, but I already knew that. Hello, Mopsy. Hamrag was baking a special 6-pork pie, made from 6 kinds of pig you know, a delicacy. What's so delicate about 6 pigs? They were roast suckling piglets, so tender, juicy, and flavorious. The pie was cooling on a windowsill and vanished. Your friend Nash Nash was seen nearby just before, but not after the vanishing. What do you think about this? It's probably like her. Mopsy scratches some notes on a piece of torn paper. Interesting. What would you say about Nash Nash as a person? This is exactly what monsters would want to hear. She scratches a few more notes and slithers away. Nash Nash visits your hovel holding a freshly printed copy of Omen Harbinger. When she leaves, you have 100 new paper cuts. Wow. That is quite literally torture. Nash Nash, you crazy son of a gun. Footprint. Her paw print. You're heading home with a dead rabbit you found. Suddenly a fox appears. He sidles up to ask, You going to eat all of that? Examine the fox. Most talking foxes are fatter and better fed than their stupid cousins, but this one is lean. You can see his ribs under his unkempt fur. Okay. You're clearly no ordinary fox. Here you go. True to tradition, the fox, who is indeed magical, rewards her kindness with a small pile of cookies. Fox noodles. Okay. Oh, I've got one more. Angry man. Let's see what this other one is. Not sure exactly how, but the conversation in Portland Square has turned to a bragging contest. Suddenly everyone looks at you, waiting. I don't need to boast. They all watch as you turn and swagger away, clearly impressed by your attitude and confidence. Okay. What now? Adolescence is fleeting. you have grown beyond youth and become an adult. Yes. Made it. You've been dragged from your bed by your friends and neighbors. Who, the where, why now? They tell you it's time to grow up. Oh, I've heard that before. You're taken into the woods. Oh, that's happened to me too. The neighbors throw you into the center of a great circle of monsters, all older than you. You've been there before. They whisper to each other, then look at you, then whisper some more. Get on, getting on. The monsters murmur and mutter, spit and snarl. They're deciding what best defines you as a monster. I will wait patiently. After a while, the muttering stops, though the murmuring goes on for some time longer. Finally, the assembled monsters come to a decision. Well, what is it? The ring of monsters shuffles closer to you, forming a tighter circle. Elders loom over you while the smaller adults crouch low. Their surroundings grow shadowy and dark. I'll do my part in the ceremony of adulation. The other monsters hold you in some respect. Good for them. It is immediately clear to the crowd that you are very kind for a monster. It's nice of them to think so. The crowd shows the two monsterlings into the circle, each with a broken arm. Another asks you to take care of them. I will gently tend to their wounds. Yes. Yes. You croon and pet the monsterlings until they grow drowsy, then splint their damaged limbs in silence. They leave quietly, feeling much better. Everyone cheers. Thank you. See how you are doing. Ooh. I am almost 100% kind. You are an adult now. You'll grow stronger over time, but your personality is no longer as mutable as it was when you were young. Onward to adulthood. I still am beautiful. Let's politic with monsters. Oh, I have more choices now. Explore the whale mist. Interesting. Let's politic with monsters first. Meat. Love meat. Gobclaws and you are arguing about what to have for lunch. She got to pick last time. Suddenly your favorite food flies down from the sky and perches within arm's reach. The magpie chirps. Have either of you seen a cornfield around here? Your stomach growls. It's tough, but help the bird. Kindness. Through gritted teeth and a sheen of sweat, you coolly tell the bird where to find a human cornfield. After it flies off, Gobble asks why you did that. Explain that one should help anyone who asks, and the favor might be passed along. Yes. She nods at you. Sage thought. Someday I might need help and that magpie could give it. But we still need to get a real meal. Okay. Let's explore the whale mist. I want this sword. You find a red hood and a basket in the middle of the forest path. A human house is nearby. Funny, you never noticed it before. There's a white picket fence out front. Take the hood and basket. Oh, oops. I meant to take it back to their home, but I took it back to mine. Too damaged to be considered proper artifacts, but they're interesting. Nash will probably eat them next time she drops by. What was the point? How dare you make me waste a day? Ooh, more meat. As you explore the whale mist, you notice that the air smells faintly of gingery bread. There. Ahead, there's a flock of very fat birds pecking a trail of crumbs that winds through the trees. I'll follow them. It leads along twisting paths you never knew existed. Deep in the forest, you came across a rickety human house, which smells of baked goods. You hear human speech. Two children are babbling nearby. Let's examine them. The human children look tired and very thin, but their bellies bulge as though they've just eaten a huge meal. They're so weak that you don't fear for your life being so close. Okay, let's wait for them. Smoke begins to pour from the windows of the house. The children flee deeper into the forest, laughing. As flames rise to engulf the whole house, you hear a human adult. An adult human, screaming inside. Oh my. Let's dig. Look over your garden. Garden. Most hovels have gardens. Many monsters don't care, but some like to show off their herbs, spices, and flowers. How's it looking? There are so many rocks there, even if you don't feel like planting things that looks bad. These rocks ought to go. Start digging. All this work is a lot harder than you expected. You're not a natural digger like a molefoot or shovel. Keep at it. You dig. It's hard, but you eventually get better at it. Dig. When you're done, the garden looks much better. All that digging turned over the earth too. That's probably a good thing. The spine doctor, out for a stroll, stops to compliment your work ethic. You're not sure what an ethic is, but she always talks like that. More respect. I love it. Ooh, 2 different running men. What do you have to say? The fast sloth is tearing roofs off hovels. Elders and the larger adults charge at it, but it beats them back with deceptively slow arms. Trying to fight the fast sloth. The sloth hardly seems to move, but it slaps you with a set of claws as big as your entire body. And when you wake, the sloth is gone. Whoa, it really is fast and big. Other monsters also recovering from the fight help you. Thank you for helping. Okay. Let's see. Let's do another one. A small pack of elder monsters are huddled at the edge of Omen, watching the woods and discussing something in hushed tones. Listen. Elder Hamrag is saying, this could simply be a rumor. We don't know they're out there for sure. Hello. Some of the younger monsters have seen others in the whale mist. Monsters from no town we know of, thin and cold without food or shelter. Let's see. I will see if they need help. The others are impressed by your unusual offer. They look at each other, then shift their conversation in the same direction. If the strange monsters come to Omen now, they want to be met with violence. Very well. What's behind this door? You hear a cry from a nearby hovel. What's happening over there? Sasswaite. Good name. A new adolescent doesn't understand how the windows in her hovel work. She's trapped her paws under heavy pain. Oh yeah, that sounds good. Free her from the window. You walk over and take a look. This should be easy for a grown-up monster like you. Let's do it. Sasswaite seems afraid of you, but these things happen. She thanks you for releasing her from the window. You notice that a small crowd is gathered. I will help you. You tend to Sasswaite's bruise with a salve made from flowers and mushrooms. Soon she feels no pain at all. The crowd applauds your helpfulness. Okay. Let's go back into the whale mist. I'm skeptical. You come upon a scene of hundreds of frogs all gathered on a stream bank. They're ribbiting back and forth in what is clearly a debate of some kind, watched by a stork. What are they arguing over? Half the frogs surround a log as though it is their leader. The other half are huddled at the feet of somewhat bemused stork. What do frogs think of monsters? Frogs are afraid of anything bigger than them, which includes every monster ever, and every monster includes you. Fraidy frogs. But that stork. Let's wait and listen. Try as you might, you can't translate their croaks into intelligible language, but they do start jumping up and down on the log. The stork takes a long step and impales 3 frogs on its beak. Oh my gosh, it throws its head back, tossing the frogs in the air and snaps them up. Bleach. As the other frogs flee, the bird devours several more of the slowest. I might as well eat the stork. Might as well. Ooh, an explosion. Wild chickens are back in season, as delicious as they are mean. I do love me some chicken. They're loose within the whale mist, and the monsters are all hunting them down. I want to hunt those wild chickens deep in the woods. You're looking for a chicken scratch when you literally stumble over a hen guarding her cluster of chicks. The hen clucks and caws at you. Look at that hen. She's huge. She's the alpha hen, leader and protector of the flock. She has one eye and a host of terrible scars. Oh my. Deep in the woods, you're looking for a chicken. Oh, yes. Fight the hen. Bring it on. Though the clucking makes your blood turn cold. You seize the great hand and fight until you're both a mess of feathers and blood, but victory is savory. Nashgas cheers so hard that 2 chickens she hasn't killed yet escape her grasp. Okay, I don't really care. Let's see what this spider is up to. Today's the day of the Spinner 500, the big spider race. Winners are regarded highly by all around town. Let's do this. But your spider hurt her leg this morning. What should you do? Let's see. So, it's a noble race. Watch with your spider. With a tear and a smile, you and your spider watch from the stands. The spider sucks the butter out of a piece of popcorn and gives you 4 tiny thumbs up at once. Grand. She rubs her healing leg and says, next year's the year if a bird doesn't eat me. Oh, that's a good attitude, I guess. I'll do it next time if I don't die. What's this rock about? So Nash and Gobclaws on a tattered red blanket, eating cookies and talking about artifacts. Artifacts are human-made objects. Many monsters collect them. All the garbage cans in Omen were collected from one human bus stop. Some artifacts are interesting. Some can be dangerous. Okay. Let's continue the discussion. Gobclaw sighs. I really like artifacts. I want a nice big collection, but it seems like I can never find any good ones. You and Nash exchange glances. Glance. Nash runs a claw along the handlebars of her little scooter. You both know some good spots. Tell Gobclaws. You open your mouth, but gasp as Nash kicks you hard. That'll be less stuff for us. I don't care if you have less stuff, but if I do, you're in big trouble. She pokes you with her claws to make her point. Tell her anyway. Gobclaws clicks her pincers happily as she does a little dance of things. She scuttles off to the woods to check out the place you describe. What about Nash? Nash makes good of a promise of big trouble in the form of a thorough drubbing. You crawl back to your home exhausted and bleeding. Okay. Let's explore the whale nest. Ooh, the goat. A squirrel hops into a pool of sunlight, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, ready to bury nuts and make something of itself. You drop on it from a branch, grab it and twist its head off. Delicious decapitation. A young wolf suddenly leaps in front of you, snaps a squirrel out of your claws and runs off laughing and barking. Wolf's gonna bark now, isn't that only dogs? She must be multilingual, plus it looks like she's faster than you. Okay. Chase the wolf into the bushes. No. Slashing and tearing in blindness, but soon will lose the wolf's trail. As you stagger home, you notice that wolf poop. Haha, wolf poop. Has been left along the trail. You know without a doubt who left it there. Go home and try to forget about it. The perch at Bliss Tree helpfully points out you stepped in some of the wolf poop. You're a laughing stock. I must get my respect back. Let's laugh. A flock of geese are on the square. No honk. No one can talk honk above the din. Honk. Nash screams. Last one to drive them away is a loser. And she's on that human scooter she found. Ooh, I will hunt down a cool secret weapon of my own. And steal or borrow the fox pelt she uses as a doormat. Let's gear up. Plunking it on your head, you run towards the geese, growling and yipping. The geese swarm you. Uh-oh. You can think of 2 good options. Unite. Attack. You bite a goose in 2 and grab 3 more, creating a tornado of feathers. Nash jumps off the scooter and joins the feast. Fun. She admits, mouthful. And darn right. Is there anything else here? I got 1 day left. Let's do it here. What mouth? You're following a deer in the forest when the trail comes to an abrupt end just in front of a cave entrance. The hoofprints look strange, like the deer doubled back, walking backwards in its own tracks. It's a trap. Okay, so what do you do about a smart monster? Turn the trap against the deer. You walk into the cave and find Hamrag taking one of his famous naps. The huge monster is known for his irritability when he's awakened. A twig snaps in the bushes, the deer is fleeing. Draw the deer closer. You shriek and crouch, readying your claws. Hamrag starts to wake up. Now, go. The deer has crept forward to watch. You spring the trap. You catch it by surprise as you leap back out of the cave. You kill it with a single swipe of your claws. That'll teach it. Hamrak stumbles out of the cave, half asleep, ready to fight. Here you go. You mollify the huge monster with half of the deer carcass. Hamrak says, "Hey, you can wake me up anytime if it's going to be with me or like that." Okay. Well, I seem to. Ooh. You're growing old, my friend. Your body's very soft and you drip slime everywhere you go. It's getting hard to leave your hovel. I will embrace my fate. A group of elders is waiting at the door of your hovel. They've seen your drippings. They know it's time for you to dissolve or ascend. Let's see. The elders of Omen surround you at the spawning vat. They built a fire beneath a small cauldron. Your body is squishy and damp. Let us try and ascend. A masked elder comes forward. She says, "It's time to decide." All the elders growl and snarl. Let's watch. The masked elder claws herself. 3 drops of blood splatter against the hot bottom of the empty cauldron. Thick vapor rises into the air. Listen. The masked elder asks, "Who has already decided the fate of this monster?" A few of the elders approach the cauldron to add fluid to the collection. The liquid begins to bubble. The masked elder has placed 5 flat stones on the ground before you. She says, "Choose one. Chance will guide your claw." The other side of the stone is etched with a crude glyph. It shows 2 monsters fighting. The Testaferat. Oh no. Two large monsters seize you from behind. They growl and try to pull you apart. Fight them both. You struggle in the grasp of 2 monsters, but they are implaceable. Only when you have surrendered do they release you. For shame, mildness, failure. A few monsters hoot and snarl, but most of them watch you in silence. As the fire dies down, the master elder gestures to the remaining stones. The other side of the stone is etched with a crude glyph. Test my cleverness. The master elder emits a series of musical whistles and clicks and performs a complex dance. You've never seen these steps before, she says. Now do it. Copy every noise and movement. So close, missed one of the clicks and 2 of the dance steps. Failure. If only you had 4 left feet like Grit Mitten. Alright. Give me something I'm good at. You hold the cauldron chains. If there's enough blood in it, you'll ascend. Oh. You wade into the spawning vat. It's cool and green and made you feel aches and pains of your body melting away along with your body. Quiver. Your hide is absorbed by the surrounding slime. Tiny morsels swim closer to the new source of nourishment. Melt. Ah, relief. Your last thoughts begin to form even as your brain disintegrates. Remember the words and ideas that were dear to me. As your body unravels in the slime, you dream. Of helping the sick and soothing the cares of the woeful. You are a dream of kindness. Sometimes a morsel will give its life to save another from a predator or the dangerous whirlpools that form the spawning vat from time to time. Sometimes a morsel will care more for another than it fears for itself. There'll be more such sacrifices in the future. They will make the monster of Owen better than they were before. They will be born knowing what a hero is. Ah, the end. I dissolved into kindness. Oh, yup. Farewell, kind monster. Your essence will become part of all monsters from here until the end of time for what it's worth. The end. Alright. I was hoping to ascend. I think it's kind of bullcrap that the 2 things they happened to give me, the 2 tests, were of my weakest stats. But hey, so it goes. I still got a new ending. But anyway, that was Monster Loves You. It's a fun little game, a little choose your adventure game. It's lovely. Ambient music, cute art, fun to read. guys so much for watching. If you liked the video, leave a like and comment down below. And if you like the videos I've been creating, well, I'd appreciate it if you subscribe to my channel. Thank you again for watching, and good night.